In the last video we inputted a score based on sheet music for Adagio in G minor, which is here. And now in this video we're going to apply some edits as per the Leaving Cert music technology requirements. So we'll just take a quick look at those. So we've already input a 3-part score and we're using the higher elective 1 activity, the 50% performing option. We're now going to go and perform 6 edits for an example. Following that, we'll save and retrieve. At the end, we'll produce a recording. As mentioned in the latest notes, State Exams Commission say we can show how to record as opposed to producing a tape. Finally, the last requirement is to play 4 pieces from the standard electronic repertoire or compile and play to own backing track. That's where it gets quite interesting. Ableton has a lot of capability and there's lots of stuff we can do. We'll be showing that in another video. So on to the edits. Okay, so let's go for an example edit. First edit we're going to do is an instrument change. So at the moment this is what my track sounds like. The key thing with the edits is they have to make musical sense, but they have to be very audible and very obvious. So the more we can do that, the better. So what I'm going to do is, just so we can hear it, a student will be applying their edits directly in what they've done. I'm just going to duplicate the tracks down so we can hear the difference in this example. So I've copied down original tracks. I'm just going to shift them along here. Okay. I'm going to minimize everything for now so we can see there's our before, there's our after. So here's our first violin part. Let's go and change the instrument. Let's go and get a piano. So I've opened up my instrument folder here and I'm going to go find a grand piano. There we go. And I'm going to drag it onto the track. So let's hear our before and after. Nice and audible. I'm going to change an instrument on another track just as an example. Go back into our strings and we'll put a double bass on the bass part. So let's go and get a double bass, take the solo, legato, it's fine. Solo that part. And let's take all the notes and take them down an octave. I have a quick way of doing that with shift. Okay, so there's our instrument changes. Let's take a listen to everything. Edit 1. So the next edit we're going to do is a key change. So if we go into our piano, solo it. We're currently in scale of G minor. I will change it to A minor harmonic. So you can be quite clever about what key you change to. A minor is all white keys, so it'll be quite quick for a student to scan over in an exam situation. We're going to A minor harmonic, so the G is sharp. That's the only one we really need to look out for. So I've selected all the notes. I've gone up a couple of notes to put all the notes into A minor. G sharp, we're okay with that. So I'll do a similar idea in the other tracks. So we're going into our second violin. Quick way to select everything once we're in there is Command A, and then I'll just zoom in a little bit and zoom in so I can see note names, so I can eyeball everything. I put it up to C. Okay. And our final bass track, double bass. I'm going to click in it, Command A, zoom in again, just so I can see where my notes are. And where are we now? It's going to go up again. So we're starting in A. So there's all my parts switched. So a quick listen to them on their own just to double check. Okay, and we have to play back every edit we do to an examiner. So we can hear that key change. Okay. Next edit we're going to do is a tempo change. So quite easily you can go into your main BPM up at the top left and change that to 90, for example. For our example here, I will do it in the timeline so we can hear the difference in tempo. So if I go into my master channel, I'm able to edit song tempo in time as the song plays through. So I can create an edit point and move the tempo up to a different tempo. Now, in an exam situation, if a student's a little bit nervous, they might find it difficult to get the exact tempo. So there's different things you can do to make life a bit easier. You can set the parameters on certain settings. So if I went and put the upper limit of the tempo to 90 and stuck my tempo right up, I can't go wrong. It's hitting the 90 there. So that can make life a bit easier. So let's listen to that. Next up, we'll do a rhythmical change. So if I go into my piano, solo that, double click to make sure I can see the editor, I can see my notes here. So I'm going to change the rhythm here in a couple of the long notes, and I'll put in an ornament. So I'm going to change the resolution to 32 so I can put in a demi-semi-quaver. So I'm going to strip that back. Make sure to choose a note that's in our scale. Stretch that back out again. So I'll have a quick listen to that first change. Okay, happy with that. I'm going to do the same in the fourth bar. I'm going to choose C in our scale, stretch that back out, and I'll put in an extra note at the end for a bit of rhythmical variation. Let's listen back to our edit. There we go. On to the next edit I'm going to do. I'm going to change some dynamics. So for this I'll use our viola part here. Open that up and I'm going to look at the notes. So I've got a couple of longer notes, so I might reduce the attack as the sustain increases over time. Quite easy way to do that in Ableton is I can automate the volume in the timeline. So if I go and put an edit point in there, reduce the volume. I'm going to do it quite dramatically because we want to hear the difference. Let's listen. I'll reduce it again so we can hear it happening a couple of times. It'll take down the volume a bit here before our longer note comes in the third bar and do a sustain to a slightly louder position so we have a gradual crescendo. Nice and easy to hear for the examiner. Okay, and for the final edit, I'm going to go and do some articulation changes. So I'm going to a double bass for that. So I'm going to solo my double bass. I might change the instrument on that just to emphasize the difference. We'll choose a double bass in staccato. Okay, more punchy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size of our MIDI editor. And I'm just going to emphasize the first note in each bar. So I'm going to take the velocity down quite significantly so we can hear the difference. Okay, sorry, select that there. Do that on our other notes. So we'll hear the first note in each bar louder and the other notes at a lower volume. Okay, nice and audible again. Let's listen to all our changes together, and as we've done, we have put in our original, take it from midway through, and then our change. So we should hear all our edits together now. Okay. So your final steps will be to save and retrieve our session. So if I go to File, Save Live Set, I'll just go to the desktop and put it in as example edits. That's saved now, so I'll close it down by opening a new set. I'll reopen it again, so File, Open Live Set, go to my desktop, there's example edits, there's my session, open it up. There it is. Okay, final step, I will record and render the file. So select what I want to record. I'll go to File, Export Audio and Video. So I can select file type WAV. I'll take a sample rate of 44.1 and 16-bit, which is the Redbook standard for a CD. Export. Where do I want to put it? I'll put it in my new folder in there. I'll make a new folder called Render. And we will call it Adagio Edit. Save. That's that done. I can go to my Finder, have a look at the file. There it is, WAV file, Adagio Edit. There's our beautiful song. Okay, that covers all the bases. In the next video, we'll be looking at compiling your own backing track.